Welcome to Brunch with Besties podcast.
Hey guys.
Happy Monday.
It's the last Monday of the year.
Yes, it is. I am Sherry Renee.
And I'm Chanel.
Our mission is to heal and help others as we heal and help ourselves through purpose-driven conversations.
Yep.
Today we're doing a 2020 recap.
Yeah.
We got to discuss those W's and those L's.
Yes, we do.
The wins and the losses.
Yeah.
Hopefully we do this more frequently than just at the end of the year.
Yeah.
I like to do it at least every quarter. But before we get into that, we're going to start like we always do with a toast.
All right.
So bestie, who are you toasting to today?
I am going to give my toast to Sierra. I don't know Sierra's last name, but Sierra is a travel agent that we've been working with.
Oh, our travel agent, yes.
Yeah, for this trip that's coming up. But she's really dope. Like anytime I have a question or, something changes.
Chezer?
Yeah, that is it. Yeah. She's really good about like getting a response back promptly and like following up and checking in to see if everything is good. So I just really appreciate that. A super dope like Black woman who just started this travel agency. I think she was a lawyer at one point, but now this is what she does, and I'm so thankful.
I be seeing her JD and her signature.
Oh, right. I was like, you type
counselor.
But I would recommend everybody to use her. She is great, especially if you're in Milwaukee. If you don't like the planning, the logistics of planning a vacation, I would definitely contact her so that you can do that, because I'm definitely not the planner. I'm the where to pay and where to show up person in the group when it's time to travel. So she's been great to us, and I'm definitely gonna be using her more and more. So she gets my toast today.
I agree. Cheers to her.
Yes.
Cheers to Esquire. How about that?
I know that's
right. Especially if you're going out of the country, right?
Yeah.
Like it's one thing to do your own logistics planning when you're in country, when you're stateside, but when you're leaving, hey, you don't know what you don't know. So yeah,
sure don't.
I agree.
Jesus.
I agree. My toast goes to Scarlett. Hey, bestie Scarlett.
Hey.
She was with us, and now she's back in Colorado.
Yes.
So our bestie then flew home.
She flew out.
She flew out. Who came up with flued?
I think that was a City Girls thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was. Okay. But in any case, she found some friends like oven mitts and things like that and shot glasses and bought those for me. And your girl is a big fan.
That is funny.
The biggest fan of Friends. I even got on my friend shirt today. My little crop top. Hey. That I got in Vegas.
Yes.
There was another one that had their faces on it, but I was like, Chanel is never going to let me live down having white faces on my shirt. So I'm just going to get the plain Friends one with the New York, in the background, the Central Park.
There we go.
I believe is what the scenery is.
That is
over
cute.
here. But
so you said she bought you Friends shot glasses and oven mitts.
Yeah,
I've never seen it. That's tight.
Yeah,
okay.
And it's so funny because when I was grocery shopping last week, I saw a really big Friends like coffee mug but it was big enough to be like a soup bowl.
Okay.
And I was like, I don't really do soup or coffee, but I'm a big fan
of the show
of Friends. So yes, so shouts out to her for allowing me to just even though none of y'all support not nan one of y'all support my friend's addiction.
No, we don't. But hey, we love you because you love it. And that's all we can do.
And one day I'm going to go to the Friends exhibit.
Yes.
In Chicago. As soon as it's done.
Yes.
I will probably be first in line.
And we will be there to support you, even though we will be like,
y'all going to be talking about me the whole time, ribbing, roasting, just roasting your girl the whole time.
Oh my gosh.
But, Friends got me through some tough times.
Hey, that's your show. And again, that is your show. If y'all don't know nothing about Sherry Renee, Friends is her show.
Friends is my show.
Like, she know every episode.
I literally do.
Yeah.
In the first 3 seconds, I'm like, that's the one.
Yeah.
Yep. Big fan.
I love it. So if, any of those actors and actresses from Friends ever listen to our show, she's a big fan. Big fan.
Yes, big fan.
There we go.
Big fan.
There we go.
And you were singing Friends when we did our How Did We Meet?
Oh yeah.
Challenge. You were singing it. So that's how I know deep down, I think everybody has a deep appreciation for Friends. Y'all are just ashamed of it. Y'all ashamed. I don't understand.
Listen, my Dr. Umar comes out where I'm like, they ain't had no black friend to the end. And I'm just like, oh no.
Ross advocated for diversity, and he actually got a reoccurring black woman as his girlfriend in season 10.
That was like at the end.
But hey, shouts out to David Schwimmer. He advocated for that. So it takes time to do progress dress, and he was advocating for that, and he was using his privilege, his
There we
white
go.
privilege.
Hey, gotta start somewhere. That's what's
to
up.
advocate for
And
that.
shout out to Aisha
So,
Tyler for being on the show.
yes,
So
absolutely.
there we go.
Absolutely.
All right.
So let's break bread. We need to check in. How are you doing?
I'm okay. The holidays were kind of like a blur. I was just not in the holiday spirit. I just wanted to like be by myself, and I watched movies and I slept. So I think my body needed the real shutdown. I had days off work, but I'm still like working or doing stuff or momming or dog momming or just always something. So this weekend, so Christmas fell on a Friday. So I was really like, I don't want to do anything. I don't want to go outside, which is good because I need to stay my butt in the house anyway.
Hello.
Exactly. But I was just like, okay. And then my family, we always like typically open gifts on Christmas Eve. Well, at like midnight on Christmas Day, which is what we've always done. And my son knew what he wanted. He's getting older, so it wasn't like that joy. Like, oh, the kids opening it. Like, it was really like, all right, where's my stuff? What did you get me? Like,
or did you get what we discussed? How about that? Right. Did you execute the plan?
So it was right. It was very like teen. Like, all right, here's all my stuff. I'm gonna wear this tomorrow. Like,
and let me go set up my gaming system.
Right, exactly. So it was a lot of that, like him playing on the game with his friends. But the dog, we got the dog a gift. He really enjoyed his little toy. So I was like, that was sweet. He was tearing that stuff up.
I'm trying to figure out if you're a black dog mom or a white dog mom, because the more and more that you talk about what's his Devontae,
Milo,
yeah. I will refer to him only as Devontae because that's hilarious. The more and more that you talk about the pup, I feel like you're taking on a white dog mom persona, and that's okay.
It is.
It's your house.
I think I'm kind of sliding that way because he sleeps with me and everything. So it's like, get it.
Yeah. Y'all crossing like all the boundaries.
We're crossing all the boundaries. Like, it's bad. Yeah. But, got it in. So he's been loving it since I've been home because I don't really be at home like that. Like, I'm always running around or just somewhere. So he like, girl, you still here? Okay. Like, let me get my time.
He gonna think you belong to him now.
Exactly. So when I go back to work, he gonna be like, all right, what is happening? Like, where did everybody go? But no, it's cool. So that's what's been going on with me, just, reclaiming my time. Shout out to Maxine, Auntie Maxine, just reclaiming my time.
Okay, go ahead, reclaim your time.
Hey, 2020 was a year, so you got to get your time in.
You got to get your time in.
So yeah, what's going on with you?
Child, I have been same, right? Okay. So I feel like, I've been on vacay for, I don't even know what day or what time. It's amazing that we both showed up on time here today on this Monday to be live, because this is the only commitment
this is it
that I have. But same thing, been off work for a few weeks, but everybody else is still working. So my phone was still binging, and I did a couple calls like, with different markets and whatever. But now everybody's shut down. Right. Good. Now the company is company-wide shut down 2 weeks, everything. So I actually got to clean up my inbox.
Okay.
Because when I was a little bit behind on all the emails. So really, when I say clean up, I mean I just went through and deleted them all. I was like, select all, delete. Guess what? Guess what? If it didn't happen, hey, it ain't gonna happen.
It ain't.
So you better send a follow-up or do something, because I'm only one person. And so that's what I've been doing. That I've been watching all the shows that I never get to watch.
Like what?
911.
I ain't watched that in a long time.
Exactly, because my TV been off for a good 9 months.
It has been. Yes. Wow.
So 911. I caught up on Grace, and what the F is going on with Mare? Let's talk about that.
No spoilers. People probably ain't watched it, but
what
Jesus?
else have I been watching? Bull. Always got to catch up on Bull.
Bull? I don't know what that is.
It's okay, we don't get into all of that.
Okay, I'm like, okay.
Just check it out.
I'll check it out.
And, of course, so I started Criminal Minds over.
Gotcha.
So, yeah.
I've been watching. That is so funny. I was watching that too the other day.
Yeah. I like, any show like that, like CSI Miami, whatever. I'm all, about all of that. So, that's what I've been doing. I've been minding my business. I've been drinking my water. I've been trying to get my steps in, and it's been really hard because I've been taking way too many naps.
Hey.
So, I don't know. And I need to get my stamina together, because I know when we go on this trip, I don't want all of us being all lazy. So we're gonna have to get it together, and then immediately when we come back, I need to be ready to be in this new job.
Exactly. It's go time.
100%.
Yes.
No slacking.
None. It is go time. So yeah.
But it's just good to just, have no agenda, be able to just be lazy, do nothing, watch mindless TV. Well, I guess this isn't mindless TV because all of the stuff I watch is like, what? You got to piece together all the clues.
Yeah, you got to think.
But you got to think. But, hey, it's just been good to just relax.
That's good. And we need that. I think we are taught to just work and work and work and be busy all the time. So it's nice when you don't have an agenda. And I think that's okay.
So yeah. Shouts out to no agenda.
All right.
No agenda. But now it is time for the tip.
All right.
Back.
Yep.
Now it's time for tea time. Our favorite portion of the episode, our favorite portion of the menu. How about that?
There you go.
So we're recapping today.
Ooh, the whole year.
2020. If you had to give 2020 a word, like what would, when you were okay, first of all, I have to say this. I saw a post. I sent this to you earlier, and it was like, me on December 31st of 2019, and it was like 2020 is gonna be my year.
Yes.
And then the narrator was like, 2020 was in fact no one's year.
And I was dying laughing because that was totally like my narrator's voice.
Yeah.
Like
2020 would in fact be no one's year.
Yes.
Right?
If you've ever watched a Chappelle show, like when he like the nigga one, that is funny. So that's what I thought about. Hilarious. So yeah.
So if when you were in December 31st, 2019,
yes,
when you were thinking about 2020, what were your thoughts? What was if there was a word that you were taking into 2020, what would it have been?
Wow, I was like full of glitter and high hopes and Skittles and rainbows.
Sunshine,
like I was all of that.
Rainbows.
Yes, all of that. I was ready. Like 2020 was going to be huge because first of all, 2020 is like, wow, like we live in this time right now. Like 2020, like that's crazy. And then, it was centennial year for my sorority. So we were just like geek, like this year about to be crazy. Like it's just going to be exciting.
Shout out to the ladies of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated for 100 years of finer womanhood and service.
Thank you. Shout out to all the sorors across the land. It is still 2020. We got
a
few days left.
A couple days.
Turn up.
So I've been seeing y'all turn up on the gram. I've been seeing
just a little bit.
With no mask. But that's neither here nor there. So back to what you were saying.
That was definitely not Wisconsin sorors. I don't know. But anywho, hilarious. But no, I was definitely like, I think my word would be like hopeful. Like just 2020 seems very like prosperous and just amazing to like, what a time to be alive.
Yeah.
Like, wow, like we're here in this time. So I think very hopeful was my word for the year. Yeah. What about you?
I would agree because remember in 1999 they kept playing the Prince song, "Tonight we're gonna party like it's 19." Right. And it's like because nobody imagined making the year 2000.
Yeah, that was
what
crazy.
I mean? So it was like, what? And then, Cash Money took over. It was a whole thing, right? It was a whole thing.
It was Y2K.
So Y2K, right? Like people was buying canned goods and water. It was a whole thing, except for my mom because she was like, nope, not doing that. But in any case, I think that, like you said, it was just like, wow, it's gonna legit be 2020. But I remember making a post on December 31st of 2019 and just saying that I was just grateful to make it through and blah blah blah. And then I was saying that my word for the year, well actually I said that I was going to surrender.
Nice.
And Lakita made a post. Shouts out to Lakita Denise Codwell, Kita Life. And she said, what is your word for the year? It has to start with the first letter of your name.
Okay.
And so my comment was surrender. That's what I'm doing all 2020. And I feel like I did that.
Okay. You
know what I mean? Surrender just in the sense of, you know what? Don't force things. Just accept things as what they are. Just allow yourself to just be, so, like don't hold on too tight. Just go with the flow.
Yeah.
Just don't disturb the natural order. And just in understanding that there's a season for everything.
For sure. Yeah.
And just allowing whatever it is to just happen.
Let it happen. Let it flow.
Allow nature to run its course, child. So I feel like I did that. And then also just embrace change.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was like my word of the year was just like surrender.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Hey.
But I agree, your girl's optimistic. I was hopeful too.
Yes.
You know, I had some really nice trips planned.
Yeah. Girl.
But you know, even for work, I was like, what? Never been there.
Yes.
Let's do it. But yeah, it all
lit.
came crashing down.
It did. Yeah.
When it
Abruptly.
all-
Yes. Yes. The word to Kanye.
But
he knew.
yeah,
Because
Kanye
it
knew.
did.
Kanye to the you know.
So yeah.
Or Yeezy, whatever name he goes by now, child.
Right. Who
But
knows?
yeah. So why don't we talk about the podcast, the W's and the losses, and then we'll talk about our personal
Yeah.
wins and loses.
Yeah.
Loses.
Loses.
Look, y'all, I said I was on break. Okay.
I mean break.
When I say break, I'm talking mental break. Okay. I can't conjugate. No,
Loses.
and we ain't editing it either. So here it is.
Oh man,
But,
that was funny.
The podcast.
Yeah.
We got into this studio.
We did. And that is such like a blur because I remember like going to California. And that was in like September-ish when we went to California.
Yep, it was.
And we just was
September
talking to Keith.
2019.
Yeah, 2019. So we were talking to Keith. Shout out to Keith, Good News. And we were out there for the showcase, the podcast showcase. And we went to his studios, both of them, and we were like, oh my God, this is amazing. Like, we could do this, bro. Like, this is it. So we're talking to him, and y'all, if y'all know Keith, like, he's gonna hype us up. He backs us, like, yeah, y'all can do it. Like, go for it. So when we got back, we really kind of hit the ground running with that. Like, okay.
No, while we were there, we started searching for properties.
We did. You're
sending out emails and just doing, because it's like, hey, what can I do right now?
Yeah.
And you if you know me, I'm a person where I got to do something right now.
Yeah.
Can't wait. Because if not, hey,
it won't happen.
After 3-4 minutes pass, I ain't gonna do it.
Yep. So, and that's very much how like Keith is as well. Like, just go, like, do it.
Yes, absolutely.
So
figure it out.
Say it, you got to do it now. So, and figure it out. So yeah, while we're there, we're like planning. So then when we got home, we definitely, like I said, hit the ground running. We saw some places. We fell in love with the place that we're in now, and then, you know, we had to put our money where our mouth was, as we said it. So now we got to figure out the billing of what that looks like.
Billing.
But when did we move in here? Like in November?
I think we contracted the place in November, but we didn't move in until January.
Oh, okay. So we started
because Scarlett was here over break. So shouts out to Scarlett.
Yeah.
Because she helped me look for some of the furniture.
Oh yeah. Y'all went thrifting and all that jazz. I remember that.
Looking.
Yeah.
So shouts out to her.
Yeah. Shout out to Scarlett for being here.
Always for being the biggest fan.
Big fan. Big fan of Brunch with Besties. But yeah, so that was like huge for us to really be sitting in our own studio and producing everything ourselves, and learning as we go, which is kind of
fumbling, but we'll get to that.
I was just about to say, I mean, if we gonna get to the losses, that's a loss too. Like, it's a win and a loss. But hey, you learn, and that's how you learn.
We got in this space and we legit started with 2 microphones and a table.
Yep.
And I didn't share everything, but I do have videos and photos of like literally every step that we took, from even just the sign and the window and like all of that to building this place up wall by wall.
Literally.
Equipment piece by equipment piece, microphone by microphone.
But yeah,
figuring out what worked and what did not work.
Right.
Oh, and then also we started going live every single Monday.
Yep.
7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on the Good News Radio app.
Yeah.
So before we were actually sending in pre-recorded episodes.
Yep.
We were not indeed live, but now we are.
Yeah, fully live, fully functioning.
Because why not?
Right, why not? I mean, if you have a capability, why not? And then that sets us apart from like what other people are doing. So I think that's cool, where, you know, you can listen to our show live on this exclusive like app that you should totally get if you don't have it.
Yes.
So there's that. So yeah, we definitely did that, and you know, that's been going.
It's been going.
We've been consistent. Even when we have some errors, the show must go on.
The show must continue.
We fight through and we get it done. So,
like a phoenix from the ashes, we rise.
We rise. We rise.
We launched our merchandise.
We did, which was another like we had started some stuff like a while ago, but we didn't want to be responsible for the stuff. So we wanted it to be like you create it, it ships to you, like our hands off of it. Which was definitely thanks to you and your know-how of getting that done, because with me that would not have happened. So thank God for you and for you for doing that.
Thank God for my employer.
I know that's right.
Teaching me various models of supply chains. But to your point, we did not want to procure merchandise, hold it, and then be responsible for shipping it out. We wanted a third party to do all of that. We just wanted to design.
Yeah.
We design, you order, the manufacturer creates it, and they ship it directly to you. So it's a complete drop ship. We are not involved. So we wanted it to run without any input from us. I don't want to hold up the shipments because I won't be here. Well, in 2020 I was here every single month, but if it were going as planned, I wouldn't be here. I'd be flying around working, doing whatever I do. So then that would mean you would just be shipping.
Sure. And I would have been
and
like,
that ain't gonna happen.
Right.
Exactly. So
at all. So that would have been
outsource
crazy.
it.
Outsource it, which has been a huge
We just
blessing.
wanted a plug and play, and that's what we got.
Yeah.
So, and we continue to build it up slowly. So thanks to everybody that's been supporting our merch launch.
Yes.
We love y'all.
Yes. Because that was definitely something where we were like, okay, like here it is. But people have absolutely been supporting us. Which we could not, say thank you enough to anybody who's bought anything from us. But that was definitely something where we were like, we need to do this. And
and shouts out to our friends, our personal friends who support as well and who leave nice little notes on their purchases. So we do see the little notes that y'all leave, no matter how trifling they are. All the inside jokes, I'm here for it. I don't know what the manufacturer thinks when they see that on their packing slip and what the shippers think, but hey, it doesn't matter.
It don't matter.
They keep it moving.
Just send it out.
Just send it out, man. Don't read, just send.
So yes, that was huge for us in 2020 is getting the merch out, and people want to vibe and show off their favorite podcast. So continue to support that.
Absolutely. We did a branding photo shoot.
We did.
Yes. And we just finished that up last night.
The
other day. Okay.
We did.
So we had a million photos to sift through to just kind of nail down. And Chanel and I have been basking in the, what should I say? The laziness. So we just haven't gotten around to it. But we finally sifted through all million of those photos and selected a subset of them that we will be using for our rebranding. So that's what's to come for 2021, a total relaunch.
That's exciting. And shout out to Kalita Williams Photography for taking those photos of us, another Black brand.
Yes.
But
and for being not just a photographer, but a brand builder.
Yeah, she's definitely helpful. When I tell we had homework, it was
right. I'm like,
packets and worksheets, and we was like, whoa.
Hey,
thought we were just getting our photographs.
Just take my pictures.
Right? And that was not what we did. But in the end, we have some really great things coming up. Some new looks and
some new looks.
I think
because on these pictures we actually look like we get up and get dressed every day, which was the status quo for 2019, honey, but it is not for the 2020.
Listen, 2020 hit us with the Zoom everything, so you just gotta get dressed from the waist up. That's really it.
That's it. That's it.
But that was exciting. And I think that was huge for us, really thinking about what the podcast is and what it can be.
We hosted the I Am Not Your Superwoman panel discussion with Mental Health of America and with Keto Life. Shouts out again to Lakita Denise Codwell.
Yes, shout out to
her. And also to Raising the Bar.
Oh, yeah, yep. Shout out to everybody involved. I actually forgot that we had done that until you posted your recap on your social media, and I was like, we did do that.
Yeah,
that was
I think
tight.
That was our first. I think that's when we were like, so we have to. So we were fighting against Zoom, okay? Because here's why.
Yeah.
Well, my corporation uses Teams, but it's really just Zoom.
Gotcha.
It's really just Zoom, right?
A Microsoft
so
Zoom.
Exactly. Right. It's Microsoft Zoom. So I think we both were just like, no, I'll do this all day.
Yeah.
This is not going to infect the areas of my personal life. But here we are.
Here we still
we were like,
Zoom.
So we're Zooming. And because that's, we got to keep moving with the podcast.
Yeah.
And so we can't do live podcasts, but we can do Zoom. So let's do that. And so that was kind of the kickoff to that, the I Am Not Your Superwoman panel discussion, which was a huge success for us.
Yeah, what it really was. And we went live on Facebook too for that. So shout out to everybody who viewed it on Facebook and who was a participant, and all the panelists as well who was a part of that. I think it was a really great time, and people, shout out to again Lakita and Raising the Bar and Key to Life, because I don't think people knew what we did and what the podcast was. So we were introduced to a whole new audience of people,
absolutely,
which was amazing.
Absolutely. We did do a live podcast with Nikita and with Lydia to launch their book. Yeah,
that was fun.
Yeah, it was weird because everybody was like way far away because we gotta be socially distant and all that, but it was cool.
Yeah, so shout out to everybody who again joined that on Facebook Live or Instagram or however you watched it live. But shout out to both of them for again trusting us to even host something like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Absolutely. And get their book, Better Than New.
Better Than New.
I am betterthannew.com, I think is their website. So another Black brand.
It's LydiaandNikita.com.
Oh, it is. Yeah, it is. You're right. It is LydiaandNikita.com.
We did a bunch of collaborations. Can't name them all, but we were like, you know what? We're all in this quote unquote together. So let's do it together.
Yeah, we did a lot. And in hindsight, it was just like, dang, like that was a lot. But doing it was like, okay. And I think we started with our good news people.
Yeah, we wanted to cross-contaminate, right?
Yeah. So shout out to our good news
I should really
family.
say cross-pollinate and not contaminate.
Right, I'm like, contaminate.
Y'all know what I meant. Look, I said I'm on breaks. Okay, I listened to our last podcast. I said so many words that were not what I meant, but I was like, look, y'all know who I am.
Right. And we're not editing, so
I'm not editing.
Here we are.
Look, I'm more articulate when I actually have to work. Right now I don't. So my brain is just like, they know what you mean.
My brain's on autopilot.
It is.
And that's okay. Hey, and that's okay. But we did do a lot of cross-pollination with our good news people. So shout out to everybody who, we had some great conversations as far as mental health and being Black in America, really great, empowering conversations. So if you haven't listened to those, I recommend you do that.
Run it back.
Go back. So some really great
binge-worthy.
times.
How about that?
Yes, I love that word, binge-worthy. So we had a good time. It was a lot of work. Because at that time too, and you might be about to say this, but we were doubling up at the same time.
We were doubling up. We were live every Monday and Wednesday for a couple months, maybe.
I think we did it for a month, I thought.
Okay.
So we did it for 4 weeks.
Okay. And then we was like,
yeah, we was out.
I don't want to do this anymore.
Your girls was tired. I'm like, shout out to people who do their podcast twice a week. You all y'all got it, because your girl was like it was a great experience, but
absolutely.
And I wouldn't say we won't ever do it again, because who knows what will happen, but it is a lot of work, and I think that comes with learning this industry and what podcasting is. It takes a lot of work to run it twice.
The shows don't run themselves.
They don't
run themselves. You need content.
Yes.
You have to create the content and the infrastructure to support the content that you're creating.
Mm-hmm.
That's how that goes.
Yeah, for sure.
Am I missing anything? Any highlights?
So alongside that of doubling up with our Good News Radio family, we definitely made sure to collaborate with some Milwaukee podcasts as well. So that was kind of all a part.
And we hosted them in our studio.
We did.
Our home studio.
Yeah.
I think was Sweats and Suits first, maybe?
Sweats and Suits did come by. They were here. Don't take it personal. That was via Zoom because they live everywhere.
Right.
So we did talk to them. But just making sure that we talk to, people who podcast from home, because it is a close-knit group of people who podcast.
The Pattern family is real in Milwaukee.
The Pattern family is huge in Milwaukee. So we have a great network of podcasts who support one another and things like that. So it was good to talk to them. We did talk to Sweat. See, you bringing up memory. I forgot about Sweat and Suits coming here. You definitely don't. I forgot that they were in here, but we had a good time with Seth and Eric.
And
so
Keith was here too. Keith flew out to come support us, and he flew out to come look at our little baby studio, and
he did
get our sound together.
So if y'all haven't noticed, the sound is amazing. There's no static or any of that. So shout out to Keep Good News, for being the man.
Well, there was a lot of editing that I had to do before to try to get the sound clarity to what it is now.
Ooh.
And Keith came in and was like, doo-doop, and then it was done. And I was like,
right?
what? But whatever. Whatever. We ain't gonna go there. We were named the top 10 podcast in Milwaukee.
Yes.
From our Milwaukee.
That was another one I had forgotten until you brought it up. But that was a huge, like, wow, that's so tight. Because again, it opens our audience up to people who didn't know that we were doing what we do. So I think that was
and
great.
again, shouts out to Lakita Denise Caldwell for being a big
Big
supporter.
fan.
Big fan. And just and always advocating for our podcast and exposing it to new people and just, wanting to see it thrive.
Yes, we could not ask for a better connection and person who pours into us. So
absolutely.
I think that's amazing. So that was huge for us that had happened. We were featured in On Milwaukee. So check that out too.
Check it out. Yeah. Shall we discuss the losses?
But before we go to the losses, we did a lot on social activism. We did
absolutely.
The panel with David Boeing and the two young ladies who lost their brothers to police violence.
Yep, Jalissa Acevedo.
And Alvin Cole's sister, Talivia Cole.
Absolutely.
So shout out to them and their family. Still praying for them every single day. But that was amazing. I think we did a whole series on that, a day of mourning. So it kind of just kept happening.
Kept going. Yeah.
But that's pretty much how the summer of 2020 went. It was so much.
Yeah, it was a march every day.
Every day. It was something, a killing every day. Like it was just so much over the summer where we had to. I mean, if we have a platform, it's our duty and our purpose to talk about what's going on. And I think we did a great job of doing that and making sure that, we talk to people and we got our anger and our frustrations out as well on the show, because I'm sure it was tears and everything else. So
it was, it was just a little bit,
just a little bit,
whatever.
Yeah, so we definitely did that. I don't want to skip over that because I think that was huge.
No, I agree. The mission is to heal and help others as we heal and help ourselves and have purpose-driven conversations. And so how could we not discuss something that plagues our community, right? And just act like it's not there. So this podcast isn't, while we do have some entertainment moments, we're not necessarily for your entertainment.
Right. That's good. Ooh, so that was a word.
So yeah, we're trying to evolve here, right? And we didn't want everything that happened to be in vain. And specifically with Jalissa and with Talivia, we wanted people to really see who their brothers were,
to humanize them,
to just humanize them, and realize that we can't just sit here and do nothing and be like, well, it ain't my brother, because it could be.
Shoot, it could be you, your brother, your mama, your cousin. It could be anybody at this point. So definitely had to get them on the show, which was really great. And that was, I think, one of our most viewed Facebook lives, that episode of talking to David Bowen and Jalissa and Talivia. So
yeah, absolutely. And we got to have David come back
for sure. Yeah, we definitely need to have David come back and talk, because there's, it didn't stop. It's kind of and the media is fading a little bit, but nah, we still
David been protesting
every day.
When I tell you that he got all his steps in, honey, I'm talking about enough for me, you, him, and everybody.
David was outside, rain, hail, sleet, and snow
while we were doing the podcast.
Yeah, he literally was literally that is dedication for your community and really being a state representative. This is what I do. He was right there with people, so love it. So definitely have to have him back. And he was
issuing statements when they were trying to say that the protesters were vandalizing and threatening Joseph Mensah, the murderer who killed Alvin Cole, who's Talivia Cole's younger brother, who, by the way, was 17.
Yes,
he's a baby.
Yep.
But David was out there. He was like, no, I'm here. This is not what happened. Here's my statement. He was being very active in everything that was going on.
Yeah, shout out to him. That's awesome. And then I think the last thing, we definitely started a Facebook group, so making our social media presence a little wider. So getting that in. We're big on Instagram, so we wanted to move throughout that, but we got some more things coming with our new photographs.
Got to rebrand, relaunch, man.
Definitely relaunching everything. So yeah, so those were some wins. It was a Like, in hindsight is always 2020, haha. But
haha,
definitely, like, looking back, it made me proud. Like, wow, we did do all of that stuff. Like, that was great.
right. And I was listening to Keith this morning on Top of the Morning with Keith Good News, and he said the old you can't take you to new places. And I'm like, you know what? That's absolutely true. So this rebrand, this relaunch is going to be a pivotal moment
It has
for
to be.
us to reach new heights. So
Yeah,
I'm excited about it.
yeah, same. So yeah, that was some of our wins. I'm sure we glossed over some things that we might think about later, but
Probably.
hey,
Can't name them all.
that was it. Right, can't name them all.
The losses.
Woo! Man, one of the huge losses that I could like that's really sticking out in my mind is the Lydia and Nikita episode. Like, it was so
absolutely
good.
The original episode. So that was our first. So first of all, we were new in our studio and we were trying to figure out all the technology on our own. Lydia was physically present with us, but Nikita lives in Atlanta, and we were trying to call her in, and the sound was less than stellar.
Yeah,
it was just outright trash, if we're gonna be real about it.
It was.
And I tried. Your girl tried. I pulled out all the editing stops that I could do, and I sent it to the editing master himself.
And he was out. Like, so when Keith is out,
yeah,
it is a big problem. So we were like,
but I still posted the episode. I just put in a little blurb that said, hey,
it's not our best. What
it is.
Yeah, it's not our best. But shout out to everybody who still listens.
Yeah, who still listen. And you know, people still reach out to me about that episode. Like, that was one of the best, one of the better episodes that we did.
So. It was an amazing episode, which is why I think we took it so hard that the recording didn't come out right. Like, we was y'all like devastated about that episode. Like, oh my god, like, this is crazy. So yeah, that is like a huge one that sticks out in my head about losses.
Yeah, we deleted some episodes.
Oh yeah. So I have a problem with deleting stuff. Like,
oh god. But y'all, let me explain. Because see, even last week, let me tell y'all about Chanel and this whole delete button. She will legit be talking and thinking while she's deleting. She's like, what is this? And she'll delete it. And I'm like, but you don't know. You didn't answer your own question. So why are we deleting if we don't know? And then it'll be like, are you sure that you want to delete? And she'll be like, yes. Then it'll be like, if you say yes, it will be gone forever. And she'll be like, yes. And then it'll be like, that means you can never, ever, 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 ever retrieve this. God. Are you sure you want to delete? And she's like, yes.
Yep.
And then she's like, oh no, why did I delete this?
Every single time. And I'm just like, huh. So now I'm like so paranoid with it. Like, I'll just be like, just leave it. Don't touch nothing. Like, when you get in here, don't touch nothing.
You like the little kid, don't touch nothing.
Because if not, I don't know, like, stuff just make me anxious, where I just be like, I gotta delete it. It gotta go. Like,
I don't know what happened to you in the delete button. Like,
I have no idea either, but that's definitely something that I'll work on in my healing. Why do you just want to delete stuff?
Like,
all
why?
The time?
Yes, why do you feel compelled?
Oh, gosh,
but it's okay. So we had to redo a couple episodes. This is back before we were live and we were pre-recording.
Yes,
but it was. I always felt like the second episode was better than the first one.
Yeah. So hey, that was kind of
it was like a trial. Yeah, it was like a trial run.
It's a wash. That was a wash. But yeah, no, definitely.
That was. I just think it's funny now. Like, I just be like, whatever. She probably just lost all of our data, but whatever.
A mess. Like,
and then she'll be like, well, maybe I can recover it. And then Google will be like, it asked you 5 times before you delete it. You can never recover it.
It's a wrap. It'd be like gone forever, like out the cloud. Like, it's gone. So yeah, had some issues with,
but it's okay. Here we are.
And now I don't delete. It is stuff in my trash bin, but I will not like empty trash, because that's when it's like gone forever.
I can guarantee y'all that I open up the trash. If I open the trash right now,
it ain't gonna be empty.
There will be nothing in there.
No, because now I'm like paranoid. Like, I don't know.
I can guarantee y'all there's nothing in the trash.
No, it's gonna be stuff there. It shouldn't be, because my hard drive, like, bro, you ain't got no space. But nah, now God. I'm like, nope, I ain't doing nothing. A mess.
But Oh,
But
one
yeah.
time we could not get our sound together before we got on air, so we ended up coming on air like an hour late.
Oh yeah, that that was
Yeah.
like recently too, which was crazy.
Hey, you got to learn.
You do. When we've had so many
Technical issues.
I mean, I don't even know if I would call these losses per se. These are learning
Learnings.
moments. Like we had to
Absolutely.
learn that. So and it's funny because it was a simple like chord that wasn't pushed in all the way, which is why our sound wasn't working. So it took us an hour to figure that out, that it was this one chord that wasn't pushed in all the way. And I was just like, bro, like, and I checked the chord and I was like, yeah, it's in there, but it wasn't all the way jammed in there. So definitely a lesson learned.
You live and you learn, man.
You do. You live
there
and
was
you
an
learn.
episode where literally our internet went out.
Yep.
And
Yeah,
if we
like
don't
right
need,
before.
if we don't need nothing else,
We need the internet.
we need the internet.
Yeah, we was having big problems with our internet. Like when we first got it and got it settled, like we was having issues all the time. Like
yeah. Then we found out
time.
that it's because they changed our name, but whatever.
Yes. And then we didn't know where the router was. So then we had to go on this mystery hunt around the office
the building. Yeah.
To find where our router was. So that was another, but now we know. So if anything ever happens, hey, a learning moment. We know exactly where our router is. We know the name of it and we know how to find it. So, I think that's all a part of being entrepreneurs. Like you got to figure it out.
You got to figure it out, man.
So yeah, definitely.
I think don't know what you don't know until you don't know.
Until you don't know.
Until you know what you don't know.
You got to fix it. So yeah.
The unknown unknowns.
For sure. Shout out to them. It's a podcast here in Milwaukee.
Yeah, that's also a terminology for project managers.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure that they don't know that, but whatever.
Hey, but you do. You PIMP.
PMP.
Hilarious. But no, another thing is I think with being entrepreneurs, like just defining the roles and who does what. I think for a minute Sherry Renee was like on it, like doing everything, and I really had to like step up to be like, okay, what you do, like what's your part in this. So now I think that was like not a loss but another learning moment to be like who's doing what and when. And I think we also talked through that with Never Not Extra. So shout out to Never Not Extra, Kirsten and Moni, when they came and they said the same thing. Like we have to delegate, like who's going to do what, like
absolutely
who. And I think when you run in a podcast, like it has to be like one person cannot do everything because it's going to get overwhelming. Because not only do we have this podcast, like we have jobs, we have friends and families and sororities and all kind of stuff. Like it's just too much. So yeah, I'm glad you was like, look, what you doing? Like, let's just fill out the spreadsheet. What are we gonna do? And I think since then, like, it's been working pretty well. Facebook, I just gotta work on it, but that's gonna be a win in 2020. It's
gonna be a W in
we
2020.
Definitely gonna turn Facebook around. So Facebook is gonna be popping. So I'm excited about it, and Twitter as well. So, and now there's this new Clubhouse thing.
Yeah, look.
Right, I'm like,
I ain't got time.
Listen, look, you and me, and I'm a big. Well, I like Instagram, but I was like, please don't invite me to Clubhouse because I can't do it.
I'm like, I rebuke Clubhouse in the name.
I'm like, you know what? It's just something else, and I'm just like, nah, no thanks. But yeah, so delegating roles, I think, was definitely something we had to learn to do.
Yeah, and I think also just getting clear on, is this a business?
Yeah.
Or is this a hobby? Mm-hmm. Right? Because you would manage those differently. Mm-hmm. So I think once we got clear on that, on where we're going in the outlook, then it's, easier to say, okay, then these are the must do's.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. This is what it takes to run it as a business. If you want to have a hobby, we can be a little bit more lax and casually do whatever, right?
Yeah, but we trying to get the money, so
getting to the money.
It's a business. So yeah, that is definitely something that we had to learn and work through. Trying to think any other losses. Can you think of one?
Those are the main ones that I could recall. I'm sure there were others.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there were too.
But everything you lose ain't a loss. Right?
Ain't.
Everything you lose ain't a loss. So
definitely not. And again, I wouldn't call any of them losses. They were all like learning moments, teachable moments for us all. And we still here today at the end of 2020. And here we are, still going strong. And I think
the last Monday of the year.
The last Monday is crazy that it's the end of the year and 2021 is next week. It's the last week in 2020. It just feels so surreal. Just because this year felt like it was long. Like, feel like we've been in this year for a long time. But we made it, and I'm glad that we're still getting y'all content. We still here.
Hey, we're still here.
We're still here.
You know what? Why don't we just make this episode about the podcast, and then we'll do a part 2.
There we
We'll
go.
talk about our personal ones. How about that?
Hey, sounds good to me. Because woo. No, I'm just kidding. But no, I think the podcast is in a great trajectory. I think we're going in the right direction. And again, I think we continue to stay in our lane and do what we do, and that's really heal and help others. Like, we're really true to that.
Right. Absolutely. And sometimes we heal ourselves on air when we have to talk through some stuff. But, it's a thing.
It
right?
is a thing, and that's
a thing.
That's why we have our platform. We can absolutely do that. So I definitely would recommend everybody to go back and binge. This is a good time. So I saw a meme that was like, between Christmas and New Year's, like, just don't do nothing. Reacquaint yourself with your couch and just
look. My couch is like, girl, get up. Are you okay? My couch is like, are you all right? You ain't moved. Is you okay?
What's wrong? Like, you ain't gonna ever get into bed?
Like
no,
man,
go.
The other night, so I'm trying to do my 10,000 steps a day, right? Minimum requirements. Hey. That's because I be at home all day, so I have to have something. Shouts out to my treadmill.
Listen,
but literally, I had like 500 steps.
You tired?
It was 11 o'clock at night, and I was like, dang.
At night,
I gotta get to the 10,000.
I gotta get 9,500 steps in 30 minutes.
In 60 minutes. So I put on the most ratchetest of music that I could find. I cranked that treadmill up.
It was running on a treadmill.
And I made it to 9,000.
Dang.
I did. I know. I didn't make the goal, but I was like, we're not going to just have 500 steps. This is not okay.
Like, you was on there like, run, Forrest,
girl.
Run.
And then I'm doing a challenge with Scarlett, and I was like, oh, this heifer ain't going to beat me. Now she did, but not by that much.
Hey.
You can meet me by 1,000. That's cool.
But not
what you're not gonna do is smoke me,
right?
Okay?
Not by 9,000 though. Like, hey,
this ain't a sweep.
Ooh, Jesus.
But it's not.
Y'all tight still. Cause
I couldn't believe it. I was like, cause every hour I was like, yeah. I'll do that later. Then I was like, oh no, now is later.
Oh no, right.
And I've done nothing.
So mad. But y'all type for even putting on y'all devices. Like, I haven't even put my watch on. Like, it's just on the charger.
The Cancun body, okay?
Hey, at this point, Cancun's gonna get the body that I have. And
hey, I concur with that statement. Hey, it's absolutely gonna.
But I am gonna just keep working out because I do want it to be like a lifestyle change.
Yeah, absolutely.
We doing this just for this one trip.
Absolutely.
So we gonna get it in. So I'm glad y'all still getting y'all steps in because it will be a lifestyle change.
It'll be a life. Yeah. Well, for me, I can't just be lazy for the. I've been off for what, 4 weeks, 5 weeks? I don't know.
Has it been that long? Jeez.
Yeah. And so, well, by the time I'm in total, it'll be, I think, 5 weeks, something like that. And so I can't just not do nothing for 5 weeks because then that will legit be my lifestyle because at 5 weeks this is a habit.
That's a habit.
So now laying on your couch is a habit. That means I'm gonna start working on the couch. I'm gonna be eating on the couch. Your girl ain't gonna get in no steps. Okay,
so can't do that. No. So so it's good that you're still active, you still moving around, even if it's at 11 o'clock at night. Like, you get in. Hey.
So now I just be trying to watch some of my shows while I'm on the treadmill. That's what I keep trying to tell myself. Like, if you just do this over there.
There we go. You can still get your shows in. Right. Get them both done. Knock them out. So speaking, I need to work out when I get home from this recording. So but
it's a thing. Be trying to drink my water
and
mind my business.
Yeah. Same. Definitely with the water, because that's what Sarah Jakes told us, to drink our water
and mind our business.
That seems like forever ago too, like going to see her.
The Woman of All conference.
That was 2019 summer. So
it was the summer. You're right. It was sometime in July.
Yeah, seems like forever ago, because 2020 was a long year, but it wasn't, like we discussed this whole episode, there were some wins and some losses, or lessons learned rather. But in the end, I think our wins definitely outweighed the losses.
Yeah, I think that the losses contributed to the wins,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because
Oh,
if we
that's
didn't
good.
have the technical errors, then we wouldn't know how to fix them,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yep.
When they arise. And two, we actually, when we did our live podcast, we took care of all the sound
Yeah, by
by
ourselves.
ourselves, like some big girls. We was
We
like, "Oh, we
did.
did it, we
We
did it."
did. We didn't even call Keith. Or I think we
I
called him, but he
did. He
didn't
didn't answer.
answer. So
He didn't
that was
answer.
just a sign to be like,
Yeah,
nope, do it by
I know. I felt like
yourself.
he was the dad, like behind the tricycle that was like, I'm standing back here. I'm not
Right.
running alongside of
Nope.
y'all.
Go. You got it. Just go. Because we will call him at the drop of a dime. Like, okay, what to do? Like, how to work through this. But he was like, nope, not answering. Y'all got
Right.
it.
I did call him when I got back home, no.
Just to make
You know,
sure.
just check in.
Hey,
But
that is funny. So yeah, we did it all by ourselves, which was crazy because again, that was a first. We haven't done a live show where we had to take our equipment somewhere else.
yeah.
Um,
And do our own sound.
but hopefully 2021, that's a mouthful. There's more in store of that in live sessions, and we can start to see people face to face. I'm hoping, but we'll see how the world
Or if not,
turns.
we'll just be zooming with the homies.
Zooming with the homies, because yeah, we do have our own Zoom account. We fancy, so we not running no free Zoom. We got the paid prescription.
Prescription
I
or
mean,
subscription? See, this is what I'm saying. This is what happens when you off work for like more than 2 consecutive weeks. For some reason, you just can't articulate yourself right. I don't know what that is.
That
I swear, I listened back to the
funny.
last episode and I was like, that is not what you meant. Like, why are you saying this?
Larry, it is funny because I was listening to the radio and the lady like was trying to say New Year's resolution, but she said something else like revolution. I was like, that ain't even a word.
Not the
But
revolution.
yeah, now look at me messing up. But subscription, not prescription. Yeah, hilarious. So yeah, that is, hey, make sure you do that. So.
Yes. So what goes in our to-go box?
For me, it's definitely like going back and reflecting. I think this was good for us to do that. And I think you mentioned it earlier where you said you do it pretty much every quarter. And I think I need to start getting in the habit of doing it every quarter, but I do it at the end of the year to be like, oh, I did that. Like I'll look back over my goal list and like, wow, like you did everything that you said you were going to do. So I think even like looking at our board, you know, there are some things that we can still like cross off and try to make sure that we execute for this next year and go around, but making sure that we check more often. But it is nice to always reflect and go back because you don't recognize how many amazing things that you've done in a year. And you should, you know, celebrate yourself, celebrate all the wins, celebrate the lessons learned and all of that because it just makes you better.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And shouts out to my planner.
Yeah.
To my planner. I'm like, what's it called?
The full focus.
Thank you. Hello. See? I'm forgetful now, but yes, the full focus planner. So that's what I was using all last year. This is not an ad, but it will be soon once I get my partnership with Full Focus because those planners are very expensive. But what I love about the planner is that it allows you to outline the habits that will allow for you to achieve the goal. And actually, every week you do an after action review. So every day you have your big 3, like what are the critical things that you need to get done? What are other tasks that need to be done that you are going to delegate or reschedule? Or like you just kind of plan all that out. And then at the end of the week, you do after action review so that you can be better the next week. But the planner itself is quarterly.
Okay. Yep.
So that's why I kind of do it in those milestones, you know, in a quarterly cadence. But I love
yes, you do
that planner.
as you should.
I love it. I absolutely love it. So again, not an ad,
hey,
however,
but
coming
soon. Right, soon come.
And when and when that happens, I will gladly share my subscription code.
There we go. Listen,
how about that?
Soon come. Be on the lookout.
Soon come. Be on the lookout. So my to-go box is to reflect, right? To do the after action review to say, okay, what went well, what didn't go well, what could I have done better next time? And then make sure that you apply it. Nice. Just don't beat yourself up for the losses just because everything you lose ain't a loss. Just take it as a lesson learned.
Yep.
You know, we had some moments where we were like, dude, the sound is horrible.
I swear.
But we persevered. You know, we didn't give up. We continued. We learned from it. Because neither one of us are technical experts.
No.
Not our lane at all.
No. at all.
So, but here we are,
Hey, getting
whole
it done.
podcast, whole studio,
Listen,
right? And hopefully COVID will live so we can start renting out said studio.
there we go.
Because Brunch with Besties has to get their 7 streams of income as well.
We got to
So,
get paid.
gas to get it going. So, thanks for tuning into Brunch with Besties podcast. Until next time, peace.
Peace.